Waking up stone cold, thinking about those old February dreams, thinking about you.
Day 16.
And me.
2.25 days now since I left Oracle, where we did a 0 day at a little like dude ranch place, and we stayed there. We zeroed there because there was a pretty significant rain and windstorm coming through, so it was nice to not have to be hiking through that. Terrain since then has been lower elevation, more rolling, pretty easy walking. I did my first 25-mile day, which is awesome. That's getting into my like Pacific Crest Trail type daily mileage, so that's cool. Getting my trail legs back. Today we will arrive at the town of Kearney and spend the rest of the day there and probably overnight there. Wildflowers are out due to the lower elevation. It's been nice. It's not hot at all. This was the section that we were all worried about, the low elevation part, as far as like cooking out here in the desert. But it's not hot at all. It's kind of cold. In fact, when we stop, we're like jackets on. So crazy. So crazy. The last few days I've kind of just been listening to podcasts and stuff during the day and kind of distracting myself from my own thoughts, and surprisingly that has helped. That's helped me feel better about this hike. It's weird. It's like if I just spend less time in my own head, my own thoughts, then I'm generally happier and more content. And that's just where I am right now, because I know why it is. I can piece it all together now. I've spent too much time in my own head. All last year I spent a crazy amount of time in my own head all through the off season because I was going through kind of post-trail depression and stuff, and I was like, I have to keep hiking. So I kept my schedule open so that I could continue to hike, but by doing so I didn't have that much to do, and so I was in my own head all winter, and it was generally turning into negative thoughts, almost all negative thoughts. I came out here hoping that, hope this cures me, but interesting, it didn't, because I'm still in my own head. I'm still stuck in my own thoughts, on my thought spiral, and it's all negative stuff.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Great. Where are you from?
Bend, Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah. The hoped for desert super bloom is here. It hit super suddenly, and I was really hoping this would happen, and it's totally happening, and I hear it continues for quite a while. So it's like walking through this old wonderland now. It's so cool, such a unique thing to see.
All of your days shine brightly, and your nights blessed with peace wherever you lay down to sleep. And all things are made good for those who believe. May you grow from a seed into a strong, fruitful tree. As the days unfold, hold your breath to see. Life is a mystery, and joy is severe when the way is rough and steep. But love will make your days complete. work of your hands, help those in need, befriend the lonely, serve the weak, and forgive enemies. And if you find true love, one day marry, bear a child from your seed, help it to grow into
Morning of day 23 on this hike. We're at about mile 380 something, so it's like just before the halfway mark. This hike is finally starting to do its work on me. Like, I finally am waking up in the morning with just a sense of like peace and well-being. I haven't had that except for the last, like, I don't know, 5 days, 6 days maybe, but it's finally coming around. I didn't think it was going to, but it had some heavy lifting to do, but this hike has done its work, making me feel so much better. I know it's not permanent, like I said in my first episode. Like, I have to get home and continue to stay busy, distracted, and kind of work on myself and my thoughts and things like that. But for now, it's giving me a reprieve, which is just what I needed. So we're seeing this trail. It's just absolute, most optimal. Wildflowers everywhere. It's super green. Water is everywhere. I don't even need to really keep track of the water sources. Weather's been great. No extreme heat. But there's a catch to all that. So we're going to pay for that big time, because up north, the last third of the trail, or maybe more than that, around a third, is at super high elevation. There's a ton of snow up there. In places, there's 10 feet of snow. So we got decisions to make, like I said before, but I think I've narrowed down my plan and what I want to do. I think I'm going to take like kind of a pretty loose interpretation of the Arizona Trail. Once we hit Pine, and that's the last town before the snow really gets going, I'm going to take a lot of alternates and probably a lot of skipping, and just kind of going to do my own thing after that. And I know a lot of people are in the same boat. Some people will try to stick to the true route. The Arizona Trail was never like a bucket list thing for me. My main goal out here always was to just have fun. So I don't want to walk through 100 miles of 5 to 7 feet of snow. I just don't. I told myself at the beginning I won't do that. After going through the Sierras on the Pacific Crest Trail, I'm like, I know how hard that was and fairly miserable that was. This will be probably worse.